Hi everyone, it's Amanda with My Life, My Way. I am going to do a live video today about kind of a sensitive subject we don't talk about, I find, at all. And that's this old adage that the making the baby is the best part about having kids. And that probably is true for anybody that doesn't suffer with infertility. It's not true for the rest of us. This is my dog Loki. Hi, buddy. We went to the vet today. We got a checkup. We're all good. And now we're just chilling in the car together and going to do a YouTube video together. So, hi, guys. Let me know where you're from. I like to know who I'm talking to just so I can kind of see, because all it does when I do a live video is pop up with just a counter. There's so many people logged on or whatever. And it's just kind of fun to know where you guys are from. If you're watching this later, if you want to comment down below with where you're from, I would love to hear it. But today we're going to conquer something that's a little bit harder, because I'm tired of people saying, hi, by the way, that, this baby making is the best part and you should just relax and have fun. And I don't think people realize how much work is involved with trying to conceive once you've reached that point of it being an infertility issue. And I keep seeing online and on groups, even in my personal life, that people are kind of struggling with, is it normal that I don't feel like this? I feel like it's work. It's starting to feel like a chore. We're sort of it's just a job that we do now, and it's not fun like it used to be. And is this normal? And yes, for one, for sure it's normal. Hi, by the way, to everybody that just kind of logged in. I got everybody from the United States. I've got somebody from Northern Ireland that just said hi, so that's kind of cool. It's literally all the way across the world from where I'm sitting. I live in northern Canada, and northwestern Canada, I guess. Hi. This is my dog Loki behind me, by the way. He's in for the visit. Hi. All right, so let's get down to the nitty-gritty. First of all, if you feel like this is starting to be a chore for you, you're normal. It was a lot of fun for the first little while between my husband and I, absolutely and for sure. And then you get to a year, and then you start going through fertility treatments, and now you're taking drugs, and you're doing needles, and there's timed intercourse, so you have days where you have to have sex, days where you can't have sex. There are drugs that make you so sore you don't particularly want to have any. It gets more like a job than ever. You never mind the fact that you can't add saliva into the game, so some things are for sure out the door. You have to use certain kind of lubes during that time of the month, and it's its own contractual deal. It's something you just do once a month because you're told to. And in all fairness, at 12 o'clock at night here, I'm not in bed either. Don't worry about it. But anyways, and I just want to assure you, A, it is totally normal to feel like this is a job. It totally is. If it feels like a job your first month in, you might be just putting too much pressure on yourself. But if you're a year in, 2 years in, we're now 5 years into this disastrous mess of infertility, and it feels like a job. There are definitely things you can do to combat it, and if you want to add, if you've done something to kind of change things up in your own life that you'd like to share with everybody, I would love to see either down in the comments or just coming up across the line in a live video. But we definitely started at least treating the rest of the month like it wasn't a chore. We started adding in date nights. We started adding in entertainment things. Go to the adult entertainment store, which I found out recently my mom has called the cooking store for my whole life, because she knew if she said she was going to the cooking store, I wasn't gonna go. Wait, this conversation 6 months, maybe a year ago now? That's when I found out what the cooking store meant. If you need to use that, I'd steal it. I thought it was pretty great. Um, or that phrasing, I guess. Right? Yeah, it's great. Come up with a cooking star. And we first started it out. And we've added in, like, nothing wild and exciting, because I'm pretty vanilla and pretty boring, and we're, like a cis, just sort of normal, average couple. But, yeah, exactly, right? Adding in some toys. We added in dice once. That was a lot of fun. They even glow in the dark. I put Christmas lights in my bedroom for Christmas one year and noticed it gave, like, my room, like, a nice glow. Well, mood lighting. So it's still in my room. Actually, we replaced it. It's been there for, like, 4 years now, since probably that first Christmas we were living together. It's almost 6 years ago, I guess, now. When that first Christmas we were together, I put up Christmas lights in the bedroom, and I was like, this is really pretty. We should leave this up all year. And then I replaced them when they died. But some of it's just about, like, not forgetting that this is the person that you're romantically involved with. This is the person that you love to be around. And not losing that in, okay, it's day 12, we need to have sex today. It's day 14, we need to have sex today. It's day 16, we need to have sex today. And if anybody's watching this that doesn't go through infertility, yeah, that's literally what we do. When they say sex every second day, it's like a job. Every second day, you're in on it. And it can be very frustrating. And I just want you to know that if you feel alone and isolated and that everybody else seems to be having fun doing this, and you're frustrated by the fact that you do this every month and it's still not working, and now you're every second day in special lubes and no saliva in certain positions, and it's okay. Everybody else is in the same boat with you. We just don't talk nearly enough about the fact that this can kind of suck the life right out of you sometimes. Make sure you're taking care of your mental health too. I'm going to do a longer video next week, probably the week after, about making sure that your mental health is staying in a good space. When my mental health kind of fell apart, so did my ability to make pretty much anything, never mind just that, fun and entertaining for me. I sort of lost my will to do pretty much everything, except live. I never got that far down. But I am going to tell you about my story. I'm going to tell you what we've done for it. I am going to tell you how it's affected me, and that kind of jazz. And I think we'll leave that for a longer video for next week. But make sure that you're keeping your mental health in a good space and making sure that you as a couple are still a couple outside of the TTC infertility land of crap. Making sure that you're seeing each other in a romantic light. My husband and I dance in the kitchen sometimes. A couple weeks ago, it actually was out on the back patio because that's just where we happen to be standing and cooking food at the time. You can't lose sight of the fact that this is the person that you love, that you're a couple with. And I think, honestly, like any long-term relationship anyways, has an issue with sort of keeping things new and kind of fresh, if that's the word you want to use, in your relationship. And then you add the work and the effort of TTC, and I think it just makes it that much worse. Or maybe it doesn't, and I've just, because we've been together for 7 years now, so obviously this is the longest relationship I've ever been in. Maybe that's just a thing anyways. But that's definitely something you hear people talk about that have been together for 5 or 10 years already. But yeah, so what else? Let me know what you guys do. I want to see some like options and some things that we can do. I know a good girlfriend of mine and her husband, they have like Bob Ross paint nights at the house. They try for like once every couple of months. They throw Bob Ross. They were doing Bob Ross on Netflix, so they took him off of Netflix. At least here in Canada, they did. But you can still find them on YouTube, and they put Bob Ross on and paint together. And she's super artistic. He was not when they first started, but whatever, he was in on it. And they open up a bottle of wine and have just kind of a good chat night together, and just making sure that they're sort of reconnecting as a couple too. My husband and I head out for vacation once a year, except probably next year, because COVID, I think, is going to kill all of this. But at least we got our cruise in this year, so that's all right. But we do a cruise every year, and I've told you guys about it before. And that it's a heavy metal cruise that we go on. But the lovely part about it is on a cruise ship, the access to your phone, your internet is almost dead. And we don't pay for phone and internet service when we go to Florida. So we hook into the room's Wi-Fi once in a while because we have other friends that stay in the same hotel. So we'll just message each other when we're going downstairs for food or where we're going to go for food. And then that's pretty much it. We don't touch the phones. We don't play on them. We snuggle up together. He's very excited about his engine. I don't know if you guys heard that, but like, we're in a parking lot. Thanks for revving your engine and showing me how much you got under there, I guess. Anyways, but we just completely disconnect. There's no phones. We just like snuggle up. We enjoy each other. We enjoy the music. We wear ourselves out a little bit, and then we almost have to vacation when we come home again. But it's nice to be able to go and to completely disconnect. And I know lots of people do this over camping too, where they just go out, they shut off the phones, sit around the campfire, and have a good time and just sort of be a family or be a couple with their partner. Even if you've got friends out there, you're sort of just like one of two, right? And it's important to remember to stop and to reconnect with your partner on a regular basis outside of the bedroom as well. It'll help with what happens in there. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I've really got a whole lot of other like options or ideas, but hit up an adult store, or if you got friends that sell adult things, because that's for sure a deal. Sometimes they'll even bring it to your house, and your partner can kind of like get your hands on stuff, figure out what you like. Whatever. I'm not judging any level of things that you do. But just remember that you're reconnecting, and remember that if you're starting to feel like this is more of a job than it is fun, then you're totally normal. I just saw one come up that says they do a bit of a road trip and shut the phones off and just kind of like enjoy being with each other, a little bit of music and away you go, and I'm totally in for that. I think that's wonderful. I think it's that disconnecting that's really important. Shutting off the phones, especially with how easy access it is to just sit beside each other, so you're theoretically there, but you're both like scrolling through Facebook. I'm not knocking it. We have all done it. We will all continue to do it. That's the world that we live in these days. But making sure that you kind of disconnect, turn them off, and spend some time together is really important. My husband's been off work for quite a while. His company shut down their Canadian stuff, so he waited to get the papers to go to the United States. Finally got into the United States. He worked there for about a month this spring, and then COVID hit, so they sent everybody home. And he's been home until this past week, actually. He just went back to work. And he works out of town. And we've been like this for our entire marriage, where we have like our own personal space. He's at work. He can watch whatever he wants. I'm at home. I can do whatever I want. Hang out with this guy. This is Loki, by the way, if you missed it. And we kind of have like our personal space. When we get together, it's really nice to just like turn everything off and just hang out together and have a bit of time. But he's been home since January. Actually, since a little bit before Christmas, he came home. And it's been kind of a wild ride for us to actually be in the same space all of the time. Because while I have two jobs, I teach first aid and then I work as a paramedic here in the city. Both of those are casual positions, and they both almost completely shut down with COVID. Obviously, the first aid shut down; they killed all of that, and then for a little bit, and then they hired a bunch of extra paramedics actually to count for paramedics calling in sick. Because if you have a sore throat or whatever, you're out for 2 weeks. And so we did that, and then nobody really got sick on like our paramedic side. Like we've got quite a few cases in the city right now. I don't even know what we're at. 150 new cases a day right now in the city I live in, which isn't awful. It's like 1.2 million here or something like that. But none of our paramedics got sick. So there wasn't anywhere for a casual person to put in, because that's where I usually go in. And somebody calls in sick, I go to work that day. So we were home for like 3 months solid, pretty much together. And it's quite the adventure to relearn how to live with your spouse. And we forgot even in the middle between the two of us to like do something nice and do something romantic. Him and I were kind of laughing. We went out for our first date night and realized that both of us had been out for like a date night with my sister first. My sister called him when I was at work one day, like, hey, do you want to do sushi? That's kind of her usual run of things. And then her and I went out for dinner once. And I was laughing. My husband and I were out taking the dog for a nice little run around. I'm not going to use that word. He's in the car. I don't lose his mind. Run around the neighborhood. And it's finally done it is that neither one of us has been out for dinner since COVID, except for with my own sister. So we rectified that. Him and I went out and had a nice little date afternoon together. But you kind of got to remember to do that, and remember that just because you're in the house doesn't mean you're showing that affection. So yeah, remember to spice it up inside your personal space, and remember to be romantic outside of your personal space. That's really all I have to say. And make sure your mental health is in a good space. We'll talk more about that next week, and good coping skills and stuff, like on a personal level for what you need to do, or what you could do, not what you need to do. And what I've been doing to kind of keep myself in a good headspace. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Leave me some comments down below. Let me know where you're from. Let me know what you've been doing. And if you need a little bit of a pick-me-up because you need to, I don't know, just a different idea, something new for inspiration, start scrolling through. Figure out if anybody else has got a better option than I've got. Yeah, there's been a whole lot of us locked in houses. I know. Stay safe, but enjoy your personal time. Try and connect as much as you can, even if you can't connect physically. You can always connect emotionally. It's hard, but it can be done. We have an age of technology. You can see them just like you're seeing me. And I'm going to let you guys go for this week. Thanks for joining in on this talk. No, you're not alone. No, you're not wrong. And no, you're not any different. But am I allowed to socially distance from her fiance? Maybe. We actually we physically distanced across the house, by the way, when we were stuck in the house for 6 months together. So my husband sits at the very back room of our house, because that's where his video games and stuff all are. And I sit at the front of the house, because that's where the TV is to YouTube and cross stitch. And so we had like the whole house in between the two of us. And whenever somebody got up to like grab a drink or something, he'd come over and like he'd check on me, give me a kiss, and see if I needed anything. And he'd grab what he needed and go back to the room. And then I get up to go to the bathroom, so you get up and you go see if he needs anything, give him a kiss, go back to do some more cross stitch. It wasn't so bad. But I think some days we were playing out like, if I don't mention I'm hungry, maybe he'll get there first and he'll make me food. And we were laughing about it just before he went to work, that there was definitely days where I was like, I'm hungry, but I don't feel like cooking. If I mention I'm hungry, I'm going to have to be the one that puts lunch together. Sometimes I'm not great at adulting. Let's be realistic about what happens here. Anyways, I'm going to go take this guy home. He did good today at the vet's office. Yes, you did. So there's going to be cookies involved. Did you hear that word? Did you see him? Do you like cookies? Does Mama got cookies for you? Would you like a cookie? Look at his face. I love it when they do the head tilt thing. It just makes my whole day. So just to kind of make your day just a little bit better, here's a Timbit. Gotta treat yourself. All right, I'll let you guys go. You guys have a wonderful evening and a great weekend. I'll talk to you guys later. Okay, bye.